Hey! Alright, so I'm gonna get right into this because I am such a rambly person, but I'm gonna be telling the story of when I was roofied by a famous person. So this story takes place 2 years ago, 2014. Um, and I had just previously gotten out of a 5-year relationship. So I was going through this point of my life where um, when I was in my previous relationship, and I'm definitely going to make a video about that, it got really bad, really toxic, really abusive, and my ex really made me cut everyone in my life out. I didn't hang out with friends, really not family, even though my family and I are so close. It was really, really bad. So when him and I broke up, I started hanging out with friends all the time. And my motto in my mind was kind of like, if someone says, hey, do you want to do this tonight? Or hey, do you want to go here? Always say yes. Like, one night I was laying in bed and I got a text message at 10 p.m. from my friend Connor that was like, hey, let's go to a rave in San Francisco. And San Francisco was 3 hours away from where I had lived. And I was like, you're crazy. And he was like, come on, like, live a little bit. So I kind of was in that mentality of just like, have fun, go with the flow, do whatever. So, like I said, this takes place 2 years ago. So I was on Twitter one day, scrolling through my feed, and I came across, like, my little DM thing popped up, and it was this guy, and I honestly, I can probably bring up the message, but I don't know how to edit videos, and I don't want to make you guys sit here for fucking hours. So I was like, oh, I'll add you on Instagram to see kind of what you're about. And long story short, we had talked back and forth for a little bit through Instagram, and he told me that he had just moved across the country because he had just joined a band, and they're all from here. And so he kind of put his life on hold to move here. So the guy that I am talking to, I'm gonna just call him C, and then the guy that actually roofied me, his lead singer, his name is, we're just gonna call him Jordan. So C and I had talked back and forth a lot, and I kind of got to know like who he was, yada yada yada. And I said, so what band are you in? Tell me about it. And I had never heard of them. But he had said, oh, the lead singer is this, and Jordan. And I was very, very, very familiar with Jordan. Like junior high, high school, and honestly, even to this day, not so much really to this day anymore after what happened, but definitely back in my teenage years, I was obsessed with this guy. I just thought his voice was so gorgeous. He could do everything from screamo to just normal singing. And I don't know, I felt like he was a really relatable person because he had dealt with drug abuse, just kind of everything that really horrible shit that people go through. He was very vocal about that on his social media, and you could really connect with him, and I really, really liked that about him. So when C had told me, oh yeah, Jordan is who's in the band, I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. I am talking to a guy that's in a band with someone that I have idolized for literally probably over 6 years at that point. And I remember texting all my friends. Like, you could literally ask my friends about this situation and they will know exactly what I'm talking about, because even like their little sisters, they were like, oh my god, like, you may go over to Jordan's house. Like, how fucking cool is that? And I totally thought it was cool too. So I remember the day like it was yesterday. So it was 4/20 of 2014, and I was laying in bed one day, and C said, hey, why don't you come over and hang out? Like, do you have anything better to do? And at the time, it was an hour drive for me. So I was like, ooh, I really do not want to. Hold on. My fucking computer's about to die. Hold on. Real quick, girl. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. So he said, come on over, and I literally had nothing better to do. So I was like, oh yeah, no prob. And on my drive there, I was so fucking nervous because I knew that there was definitely, so C and all the band members lived together in one house. And I knew that there was a possibility that this person that I had idolized for so many years would probably be there since that was his house. So I pull up, I'm super nervous. I knock on the door and see Jordan and one of their other band members answer the door. And they're like looking me up and down, you know, whatever. And I walk in, and the first room is like all instruments. And then you keep walking, and it's the kitchen. And I remember I was so fucking nervous because this is someone that I've watched in music videos, listened to all their music, and here I am literally inches away from him. But I totally wanted to act as if I had no idea who he was, what he was about, and just act fucking cool. And I remember my first impression of him was that he was making spaghetti, and he told me that, even though I already knew this, he was like, oh yeah, if you throw spaghetti on the wall and it sticks, then it's done. And I was laughing. I just wanted to act as cool as possible. So me and C went into his room because they clearly were about to drop an album. And C was like, do you want to listen to the album? And I was like, yeah, sure, cool. Let's go. And I have nothing to hide from you guys at all. I live in Northern California, and smoking weed is a pretty normal thing. I don't do it that much anymore, and I can't even remember the last time I've been drunk, but it was 420, so me and C sat and we smoked a lot. And with me smoking, it's something that I regularly did, so I wouldn't get super fucking high. Like, it wouldn't make me, like, uncoherent, you know? So we listened to the CD. I thought it was super duper cool. And then, halfway through the CD, Jordan knocked on the door, and he came in, and he's like, hey guys, I have a smoothie for you. And I don't know. I guess now, since I've followed him on social media, I know that he's a really fucking sketch person. I know that now. But back in the time, I was kind of naive, and I guess, I don't know. I just didn't think of it much. I did not think of it at all. So he hands C and I a smoothie, and it was literally fucking stupid of me to even drink it, honestly, because if you are ever in a situation where you don't know somebody, or you're with all guys, or you're at a party and someone that you absolutely do not know and do not trust gives you a drink, don't fucking drink it. Do not drink it. And I drank it, and probably within 10 to 20 minutes, I remember feeling like I need to lay down. I need to lay down. Like, the room started spinning, and I felt really hot, and my heart was racing. Like, I remember I felt like I was gonna have a panic attack. Anyone that knows what a panic attack is knows how fucking horrible it is, and it literally cripples you. Like, you are crippled. And so I told Chris, I felt really comfortable with him at this point, and he didn't even touch me. He was seriously, and still to, I think I just said his name. Whoops. Even to this day, he is seriously the nicest person, and he's actually no longer in the band because of the lead singer being such a piece of shit. But I told him, I was like, I need to lay down. Like, I do not feel good at all. And he was like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, I literally felt like I was gonna fucking puke, you guys. Like, it was the worst feeling I'd ever had. So I laid down. He had a bed, and then he had a couch and a chair in his room. And he sat in the chair, and he let me lay on the bed because I was like, I am seriously so embarrassed, but I fucking feel horrible. So he let me lay on the bed, and he put on Games of Thrones, and he started watching that, and I closed my eyes, and I seriously, you guys, woke up 3 hours later. Like, how embarrassing is that? I am like on a little date or hanging out with someone that I've you know, been acquainted to, like, and someone that is like famous in the house, and I just fucking go and sleep for 3 hours. And so I wake up and it's like 11 p.m. And at that point, I'm like, fuck, I need to go home. But I still felt so like dazed. Like it just felt like my whole head was so cloudy. And I remember him saying, "Do you want to spend the night?" And I was like, "No, like that's not at all what I want." And but I was so afraid to drive, so afraid to drive. And the thing that I'm really, really disappointed in myself that I did is that I did drive. And I remember that entire ride home, all that I could think of is, oh my God, like, why am I driving right now? Like, I can't even feel the steering wheel. So I got off at an exit. I previously worked at Starbucks, and I had worked at 9 stores, you guys. So along the way home, there were several stores that I had worked at. So I went to a safe parking lot where I felt really, really safe, and I slept in my car. And I woke up around 4 when the openers were actually getting there. And then that's when I drove home, because I just knew, I can't even describe what it was like. And honestly, at the time, I didn't even think like, oh, it was in that drink. There's no way that that even entered my mind. I thought um that I just was getting really sick, and maybe since I smoked, maybe like the mixture, I don't know. But the thing is, if you've ever smoked, is that you take a nap and you wake up and you feel fine. And even if you do drive high or whatever, and that's not at all what I am condoning, it's not, I'm not going to say it's not bad, because you shouldn't do anything under the influence. But it wasn't scary for me. It's something that I had done before. And so to feel like I couldn't even feel my arms was fucking scary. And I went home, and about a week later, C said, "Oh, do you want to come over, hang out?" And I said no, because I just felt something like super fucking weird in my body. And about a month later, I got on Jordan, the guy that roofied me. I got on his Twitter, and I noticed that he had like a ton of young girls over to his house. And like I said, this is why I would never, like, I don't even like listen to his music anymore. And this is actually a part of the reason why C left, was not from this situation, but just because Jordan was such a fucking shit person, and truly still is. And I would do anything to say his name, truly anything. But I don't know all the legal shit. But bottom line, I guess the point of this whole story is just to say, just because someone is so cool on social media, or because you've listened to their music and you can relate to their music — I still listen to his music and I can still really relate to it. But do not get wrapped in or sucked into the lies. If you ever have an opportunity, have a friend go with you. Don't smoke, drink, do anything that they want you to, because it's not fucking worth it, you guys. It's not. I could have killed somebody. I could have killed myself on the way home. It was such a scary situation, and I'm so happy that I learned from it, and I really hope that I can tell anybody out there, and not even if it's a famous person, just if it's a first date, a second date, doesn't even matter. Unless you fully trust that person, do not drink anything that they give you without seeing it actually being made. So yeah, that was a really quick, fast version, because I'm so good at rambling and I don't want to be completely known for that. But if you guys have had any similar situations like that, please let me know. Or, I don't know, is that even the effects of being roofied? I have no idea. I just know it was really fucking scary. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. All right, bye!